Welcome to the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast. You are now part of a small underground movement of dent technicians from all over the world. We are on a mission to change our industry with innovation, intelligence, and skill. But because we don't rely on an insurance company to steer customers our way, we need to do things different. We need to do things smarter. We do that through a network of technicians that we call the Tactical Tech Movement. Now let's get this revolution started.
Yo, what up, everybody? John Hiley here with the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast, chilling with Angela Hiley, who is getting high over here on some coffee.
What do you gotta say it like that for?
She's over here getting jacked up. Mm-hmm. That's how we do it around here.
Fucking yeah.
You know, actually, interesting enough, last week I talked a little bit, kind of hit on a little bit about energy management opposed to time management. And one of the cool things that I've actually done lately is that Don's wife, Dentcraft Don Calivan.
Don's a nice guy. Hey, you have to tell him that story about when he rode with us to the airport.
Yeah, so... but anyhow, yeah, we'll go back to that story here a little bit later. So hang with me here because I'm going to talk a little bit about probably one of the most important things that you could do with your, I want to just say like your goals, with your, when it comes down to getting motivated and actually doing things, like not just getting motivated, but like fucking getting motivated enough where you do the shit what you should be doing on a daily basis. And we'll talk about the most powerful way to do that a little bit later on in this podcast. Before we jump into that, again, last week I was hitting on, I've talked a little bit about time management in the past. I've taken some courses on time management. I figured out some very good things to do. But one of the recent things that I have been getting into is more along the lines of energy management. And I was talking about this to Mr. Don on the way to the airport. So he ended up catching a ride with us on the way to the airport back from the Mega Media event. And I was just talking to him along the way and was telling him about that. And his wife, Kim, actually sells this product. The weirdest thing is, at that time, I'd never heard of this product. I'll tell you guys what it is here in a moment. But I'm just going to kind of explain to you the idea behind it. But it's so weird. Like, since I started taking this product, I'm kind of seeing it pop up, here and there, a little bit of everywhere. So it's definitely popular, but the idea behind it is kind of like getting away from. I was drinking energy drinks and
you're drinking like a massive amount of energy.
Well, I quit drinking energy drinks for a little while, and then we went to Colorado, and I literally was getting up at 4 a.m. working all day, and I just had no energy, so I jumped off the bandwagon.
How many energy drinks you were drinking now?
I was drinking like 5 Bang energy drinks a day. Yes. And it kept me going, but, it was like a lot of little highs and lows all the time. I mean, just high and low and high and low. And, obviously I know that it was not good for me. Any of you guys out there that are drinking them, I mean, yeah, they're great. They're fun to drink. But the bottom line is they're not really going to make you as productive as you could be if you focused more on like a steady energy flow. So talking to Don about this, and I found out that him and his wife had completely quit caffeinated drinks for like the last few years. And, I'm kind of like asking him how he did it, and he's trying to explain to it. But what it is, it's this system where when you wake up in the morning, you take a couple of like these all-natural pills. And apparently these pills do have something to the nature of like a more natural caffeine. But it's not like a big-ass like... not like a big jolt like an energy drink or, even a coffee would give you. I could just kind of explain it by
coffee.
You're just like being alert, okay? I still do drink a little bit of coffee, by the way, guys, and I'm more for the taste. And this time of year, we like to put that, was that like candy cane mint
That's like
chocolate creamer.
Mocha peppermint. But this stuff is like sugar-free, though.
Yeah, so, but keep in mind, I went from literally drinking coffee all day to maybe having like 1 to 2 a day. I wake up at 4 a.m.
You'd be drinking like coffee and bangs.
Yeah, I would be mixing it up. So, I mean, I've dramatically reduced the amount of caffeine intake. And so that being said, I'm doing this natural thing. And then, so you take the first 2 pills in the morning. You kind of feel like a little jump. And then you mix like a protein shake after that. Shake it up. Drink a protein shake. They say you're supposed to wait 40 minutes, but I never do. It's that's like the first thing I kind of crave in the morning is that protein shake. They're actually really good.
Really crave it, huh?
Kind of crave it, yeah. And then, so apparently this stuff is just packed with vitamins. Like, and to be honest with you, I don't know the technology, but they claim that the technology is something of really fucking good. And it's supposed to somehow get the vitamins to your system, blah, 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 much easier, better. You retain more vitamins, all that shit. So the next step, you put this like patch on your arm. And I know that the first thing I thought, I was like, there ain't no fucking way I'm going to do this. You know? I was like, there ain't no fucking way I'm going to do this. Well, I put it on, and it's just not annoying. I don't know what to say about it. It's never fell off. I mean, it
stays pretty attached.
It stays attached. And what it does is it has like these layers of vitamins and apparently natural caffeine that it releases in your system all day long. So, been taking this stuff for a couple weeks now. It's phenomenal. I mean, it's made my energy level like to where I'm so productive. I'm so much more productive.
You're like really productive in the morning. He gets up before me now. He takes both the dogs out. He washes dishes for me. And all I have to do is get up and get ready for the gym and make the bed.
Well, that's just because I know if I wash them dishes, the headboard is going to be hitting the wall.
Oh, dear Lord, John.
That's a little quick tip for you guys out there.
Wash them dishes.
Headboard hitting the wall.
Do them dishes. Hell, do the dishes.
Yeah.
Mop the floors. Sweep the floors, you know.
Headboard hitting the wall?
Them things go. You see them things that go out.
All right. Yeah,
you know.
They go a long way, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that being said, I've been on this stuff for a little while now. And what are you laughing about?
I'm laughing about like when you first did the 1 calorie app, which I use now and absolutely love. But don't you remember when we went out to eat with Trey and Hannah? You're like, man, you're like this calorie app is so awesome.
Yeah, I was explaining to them in detail like how great this calorie app is. Oh, that's another thing. That calorie app, that's another energy source there.
Yeah.
Because you tend not to overeat or eat shit that's going to like fuck you up for the day.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's a big thing in energy management. I'm actually reading a book about it. I'll source the book here in a little while. But it's just simply about, you know, how can you maintain that steady flow of energy? And that calorie app does it as well.
No, it doesn't.
So I started on the calorie app. I started on the calorie app. And I'm just going to tell you guys why this app is so good. Because number one, it forces you to write the shit down. Anything above and beyond that, I don't care. It's the point that you actually took the time to write it down will dramatically change. Or scan it in. They make it super easy. You can look up pretty much any of your favorite foods. They'll pop up in there, and you can just, it's like a community source.
And Trey's like, how long have you been doing it? Well, I've been doing it for hours.
Yeah, I was like bragging about it. You know what, though? The last time I talked to Trey Scott on the phone, I told him, I'm like, dude, I'm still fucking doing that calorie app. I was like, I've lost... God, what am I down to? About 220, and I lost 27 pounds.
Yeah, you be looking good. You look nice and healthy.
So trimmed it down a little bit.
Not bloated anymore.
So apparently I looked bloated before.
You did look bloated. Your stomach looked like it hurt.
Yeah. But, you know, a lot of that shit is simply, and the funny thing is back then I was eating healthy, but I was eating a ton of healthy shit. You know, there's like a huge difference. Like you can eat a ton of healthy shit and gain weight.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know what I mean? So, and most of the time, if you eat something and you literally wait 30 minutes, you'll feel full. There's like this grace period of like 15 minutes where you eat something and you feel like you're still hungry, but you actually just feel that way. If you wait another additional 20 minutes instead of the 15 minutes it takes to get over it, then you're going to feel full.
Yeah.
So you got to keep in mind it takes a little time for your mind to catch up with your belly, if that makes sense. So that being said, understanding how much calorie intake you're taking, that's another huge energy hack. Okay. So started with this stuff. It's called Thrive. And I want to thank Don and Kim. They sent it to me, and then Kim just sent me all this other vitamin B shots and some pre-workout and all this kind of stuff. She's incredibly knowledgeable about it. So if you guys are interested in it, hit her up. She sells the stuff, but I definitely endorse it, especially if you're looking to back away from a ton of coffee and get more of a steady energy. And I was honest with her. Some people say they lose weight on this, but that's not really what I was interested in. I'm more of like an individual. Well, at this level, I've done the calorie counting app. I'm down to the weight I want to be. So now I'm just interested in like sustainable energy because of my, entrepreneurial addiction, right? I'm a serial entrepreneur that's like addicted to it. And I want to be able to give it like my all whenever I'm, in the game, in the field. So that makes it that much more important. I mean, guys, this is more than just a game of, who's the best. I mean, it's like it gets down to the point to where if you start contending, you start like playing your business at a certain level. You got to start treating yourself a little bit differently. You got to start doing some things for yourself that will put you mentally at that label or at that level where you can actually excel above and beyond, anybody else, right? I mean, that's what it's about, separating yourself from the herd. I mean, you guys want to think about this. The average business owner probably doesn't even go the first mile. And what it takes to be super successful is going that extra mile. So if you don't have the energy to go that extra mile, if you don't have that energy to even go the first mile, then you're just going to feel unfulfilled and you're going to feel like shit and you're going to feel like you're not getting anywhere. So, but back to the story of driving with Don, and I'm going to tell you guys about this. That's not the premise of this podcast. I got something else I'm going to talk about above and beyond that. So I'm kind of setting the stage right now, so hang with me. I'm setting the stage with the energy, the eating the right foods, getting yourself healthy. And Ed, here's what I also want you guys to remember. Like literally, I lost this weight eating Chick-fil-A French fries and fucking Chick-fil-A nuggets. What better way can you lose weight than to still eat that good ass shit? You just watch what you eat a couple other meals. How many pounds have you lost?
No, I'm not talking about that.
Come on, girl. I see you thinning down over there.
No, we're not.
Let's get the scale out right now.
No.
Hey, Lassie, go get the scale.
That. John, that's not nice.
Women hate to be weighed, don't they? She won't even let me look at it when she gets on the scale.
That ain't none of your business.
And guys, look at her.
It ain't none of your business.
It's something really private.
It's none of your business.
But you tell me what you weigh.
You don't know how much I weigh.
I'm pretty sure I can add this up.
No.
125 pounds.
No, I do not weigh 125 pounds.
You guys see how you do it, though? Always guess super low.
Come on, let's switch the subject. We don't need to be talking about this. This ain't nobody's business but mine.
All right. Tech tip number 2, guys. Let's keep it going.
I seriously wanted to throat punch you.
So literally, we go and Dawn gets a firsthand look at the way this girl is in the airport. She literally turns into a drill sergeant. She even shamed Dawn for having to take a pee. Yeah, she shamed him. She was a pee shamer.
No, listen. I just want to get to...
Then, of course, our flight gets delayed for like 10 hours.
No, it wasn't.
2 hours, 3 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
2 and 10 hours.
So we're at the rental car place, and she's afraid we're going to miss the rental car bus.
No, what it is I've never been at that airport, and I like to just
But we flew in at that airport.
Well, I know, but I've never been in, I'm not familiar with that airport. So I like to get to my area extra early, and then I can go and venture around after that.
She just still doesn't like to even venture around when you get in there. Uh-huh. She gets to her point of destination like she's the earliest airport arriver ever. But then she'll drill sergeant you through the whole process. She'll be Don's like, I got to take a pee. And she's like, really? And he's like, yeah, it's cold out. Never heard that before.
Now, anytime we ever go in the airport, your sense of direction goes out the window and mine kicks in.
Somehow hers does kick in and
I know,
mine goes out the window.
It's so weird. It's just, I don't know what it is.
Yeah. But Denver Airport is actually not bad to navigate around. I mean, going into it, especially. Coming out of it was a little weird. But going into it, I mean, I know it's like one of the largest airports as far as like land mass goes. There's conspiracy theories around that place.
Well, you moved through the TSA line. My purse they had to look in my purse, and I'm like, there's nothing in there. And the only thing I can think is my keys, and then the change was kind of.
Well, that's what it was. He said it was your change.
Yeah, but there was nothing in there.
Yeah. So, usually I'm the one getting patted down and grabbed.
I didn't get patted down. They just needed
I've actually made it through the airport the last few times unscathed.
I know. The last time was when we were coming home from Texas.
Yeah, they got me.
Yeah. They checked your baggage.
I was
and then they pat you down, too. I think you had to, unbutton your pants for them, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Show a little skin. Yeah.
No, you weren't showing no skin. You were just showing a bunch of hair.
But I don't know if you you guys know this, but showing a little bit of my cushion, eh? So
I just gave myself a giggle.
Hey, I've done manscaping lately. I'm manscaped from top to bottom.
You're just
at this
a
point.
hairy man.
I've manscaped lately. All right. Enough about that. I'm sure you guys are throwing up in your coffee if you're listening to this in the morning.
No.
So,
hey, Lily.
Come here.
Lillian.
You want to go get her? Mm-hmm. So anyhow, there's conspiracy theories actually around that airport. If you guys go back, there's actually, you guys remember there used to be a conspiracy theorist show. Jesse Ventura, the ex-wrestler, was actually the conspiracy theorist host. And he did an entire show about the Denver airport. Apparently...
Did he used to carry a snake around with him?
No, that was Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh.
Yeah. But anyhow, that's a whole other story. I thought that was kind of funny. I was kind of looking it up while I was there. I was trying to see the signs of the New World Order at the Denver airport.
Where do they have it? Is it underground?
I don't know. They think the world government is somehow going to emerge at the Denver airport. But yeah, they do say that the buildings were built and then buried.
But why is it that one, though?
They're thinking that
why
some
did
of the...
they pick that area for?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they know something that we don't, girl.
Yeah,
so,
keep going.
Back to it. Anyhow, yeah, she's a drill sergeant on the airport. Kept Don in check. He had to pee. She pee-shamed him. We made it through. We're good to go.
Well, I don't know what... I totally forgot what you guys were talking about when we were on the shuttle ride from the rental car place to the airport, but there were two other females that were on there, and they were sitting in front of us. I don't know what you guys were talking about, but they had the most disgusted look on their face.
I cannot remember what we were talking about, but it was something...
just laughing away.
It was probably something nasty. I remember one time, me and Chris Howe, you guys know Chris Howe from the Anson van? We're out in Texas, and we're just telling the nastiest stories about shitting ourselves that you've ever heard. And we didn't realize it, but my photographer, David, who takes the photos at the Mega Media event, him and his partner were sitting in their truck. Or they were sitting in a vehicle, and they were trying to eat and just listening to me and Chris Howe just talking about these shit stories. I'll tell you another one. Let me tell you another one. You shit yourself? Well, I'm good for a couple times a year. Let me tell you about this. I mean, and I remember turning around and seeing David just sitting there trying to eat Chick-fil-A, and he had the nastiest look on his face ever.
They were disgusted.
You know, though, Chris Howe, he's like the good old boy right there. You know, if you guys have had the Anson truck come around, you know, Biggs is cool and Chris is cool, but Chris is like that good old boy. You know, Chris has got that. You could just say anything to Chris. I mean, he's not like the kind to get offended, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I love being around people like him, just the ones that aren't going to get offended about little bullshit. They'll talk about just about anything.
Yeah.
And, you know, they don't make a big deal about shit. You know. But apparently he makes a big deal about shitting himself.
Everybody.
He's probably going to hit me up and be like, you know, I heard on one of them podcasts, she's telling everybody I shit myself. Hey, guys, if you see Chris Howe, tell him that you heard on the podcast that I said that he shit himself.
He's probably going to be thinking like, well, which story did I tell John Hiley about?
Hell.
Which one was it?
He'd be like, you been talking to the maids at this hotel?
Oh, dear
John Hiley got a bug on me.
Oh, my goodness.
What's that story, that baseball player that tells that story about he shit himself? What's that baseball player's name?
It's not a baseball player. It was,
one of the coaches, but he was a baseball player.
Okay.
Sometime Google that. Baseball player talking about shitting himself.
Oh, my God.
You'll laugh.
You will die laughing. It is one of the best YouTube videos. It doesn't have the greatest like
audio
picture, yeah, but I mean, like,
yeah,
it's hilarious.
Oh, but the snippets you hear about it, and I don't know what's funnier, him telling the story or the players like trying to get away and he just follows them around and keeps telling the story. Like, he went to like Las Vegas and he said that like they brought out these crab legs for him, and it was at some place called Kokomo's outside of the Bellagio. And he said he was walking out of Kokomo's and he took a step and he's like, oh shit. And he literally had to squeeze his ass together.
Didn't he say he farted or something?
No, he squeezed his ass together and he took a step and he said, water. Pure fucking water.
Yeah, but it was something like...
And he had food poisoning.
He had to fart, but he didn't want to because he didn't know if it was going to like...
He goes on and on about what happened, how he had to call somebody, and how they, I don't know. It's how you've got to see the story. It's funny.
But wait a minute, but he was just pooping though, right?
Yeah, and he tells this whole story, this horrendous story about shitting himself.
I don't think it was necessarily like full-blown food poisoning.
Right.
He just had some bad bacteria in his
But he
stomach.
tells this whole story about like that night just shitting himself and what happened. And then he tells the baseball, he tells him when he's done, he goes, and then I'm not shitting you. He goes, next morning, woke up, he said, took the most perfect double tapered shit you ever seen. He's like,
my God.
True story.
I couldn't even imagine. Well, at least he was never going to see those people again. So, I mean,
yeah.
You know.
So, we'll stop talking shit. How about that?
I don't know. Why is it we always like to tell a freaking, like...
How did we even venture down this?
I don't know. It always happens. Because they're funny.
It is funny, but I'm just trying to think. There had to have been a catalyst that got us there. This doesn't just happen.
Because you were talking about how I turned into drill sergeant because Don had to pee and I didn't want to allow him to use the bathroom.
Who knows? Fuck it. I like our rabbit holes we go down. I want to tell you guys here before I talk about this plan of action I'm getting ready to lay out for you here. And it will work, you know. What are you laughing about?
Well, we just got talking about it. Then you get all serious again.
Get all serious
You're
again?
like, energy, it's plan of action.
Well, I'm trying to tell them that I'm having part 3 search engine optimization webinar tonight.
No, yeah, that's right.
Well, Thursday night. So depending on when you hear this podcast, Thursday night, the launch day of the podcast, I'm going to be having a search engine optimization webinar. But this one's going to be really cool because I'm moving from, I started out with some like core principles of search engine optimization on number 1. This has got all the slides and all that stuff, man. It's I fucking.
Is this the last one? Is this like part 3?
It's an ongoing series.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Now we're gonna move to other marketing angles. People just love it. People love this shit. They can communicate. They talk with me on there.
But are you talking about? Is this gonna be the last one for this subject, and then you're moving on to a different subject, or no?
That's a secret, and I will actually be revealing that at the end of that webinar.
Oh, because I know a lot of times you always like to save a lot of stuff for the,
But going back, the first webinar was core principles. The second webinar was how to tie in social media, where I actually showed a very, very good social tool. Do you guys want to watch that? They're on Instagram TV, they're on YouTube, and they're on our Facebook page if you scroll down. But the third one here is where I'm going into the tools, some of the tools that you can use to actually implement these things that I was teaching. So I wanted to, number 1 and number 2, I really wanted to drive home the reason why. And I wanted to drive home what you do it. But now we're going to be showing you how you do it.
Yeah.
So this third webinar is going to be a lot of live how, actually me doing it.
You doing it, huh?
Yeah. And I just want to let you guys know, these haven't been salesy, have not been pitching our website systems. I mean, everybody knows that we do that. But I have not been pitching them. It's not been salesy, anything at all, just educational. And it's an educational experience that you can really use on any platform.
Yeah.
So get on it tonight, okay? 8 o'clock, Dent Trainers Facebook page. You'll probably see some shares in a lot of the groups. But it's a live webinar. I take questions at the end. And this one, again, it's practical tools. And I'll give you guys just a little hint what it's going to be about. I want to show you guys how... Okay, so they actually say that you should have 3 hobbies, okay? One hobby that helps you lose weight. One hobby that keeps you creative.
Yeah.
And another hobby that you can make money, okay?
You need a hobby to lose weight.
Well, I mean, if you got a hobby that keeps you active, like lifting weights.
I mean, keep you
keep you fit.
Yeah,
keep you fit. So you need a hobby that keeps you fit.
Yep.
A hobby that will keep you creative. All right, you got to stay creative.
Yeah.
And then a hobby that will make you money. Well, I'm here to tell you what I'm going to be showing tonight on this webinar is going to be cover at least the last 2.
Yeah.
So it's a hobby that will keep you creative, and it's a hobby that will make you money, like massive amounts of money when you continue to do it. And it's fun. I kind of like when we were at the Mega Media event, the entire audience ended up getting involved in this. Let me step back. I don't want to tell you too much, okay? Because I'm going to be revealing something at the webinar.
Oh.
So I don't want to go too far on this. Let me try to rephrase this. What I basically showed was how you can almost it's like playing a video game where you make money. Okay? That's how fun it is. That's how easy it is. These search engine optimization techniques that I'm going to be teaching.
Yeah.
So you just got to wrap your head around it. And it's the perfect catalyst, what I'm talking about here, for going into what we're talking about. Because literally the human mind, all right? So the human mind will only push your body into action for 2 reasons. It's whether you're trying to move away from pain or you're trying to move towards pleasure. Okay? So them are the 2, no matter what you do from day to day, them are the 2 core actions or the 2 core emotions that are behind, any action that you do. All right? I'll give you an example. If you get up and you go to work every day, that means you associate more pain with laying around at home because you know that you're not going to make any money, and you associate pain with being broke, not making any money, and not being able to provide for your family. Whatever it is, you're associating some sort of pain to that, and that's why you're associating more pleasure to getting up and going to work.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, there's actually people, and we know people that are caught in the whole system and all that stuff, that literally can't go to work because they associate more pain with working than they do with laying around all day. And they're willing to live with the pain of non-achievement, no money, all of the pain that is associated with that, because they link so much pain to actually getting up and going to work. So that's the other side of the scale, right?
Yeah.
So everything that we do, we're going to either link pain or pleasure to it. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's two motivation forces. I'll give you an example. Most of you know that we link pain to something, and then all of a sudden one day it just shifts.
Yeah.
One day it changes, and then you begin doing that something. It's because you've linked pain with not doing it, okay? I'll give you an example of that. You guys can think of April 14th, tax day, all right? So everybody, most people anyhow, try to wait until that last minute because they associate pain with filing their taxes. And that's if you're not getting a refund, right? She pointed this out to me earlier. We talked a little bit before the show. I'm sure there's plenty of people that are waiting there on day one that are getting the fucking refund. The guy on the couch I was talking about that won't go to work.
Yeah.
But if you're listening to this show, I doubt that you're in that category. So, you're literally, all of a sudden, one day, it shifts, probably the day before taxes are due, and bam, you just go into action. It's because you associate more pain with not filing, right?
Yeah.
Because now it's like, well, if I don't file, man, that's going to be really painful because now I'm going to have the government breathing down my neck, and it's all about what you associate pain with, okay?
Yeah.
So you got to look at that in all the actions in your life. Like when you have something really important that you're moving towards, what are you associating with that? Okay. Mm-hmm. So I start talking about marketing and stuff like that. Maybe getting on and doing this whole video game thing that I'm telling you about. You can make money, but you're really marketing at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Well, some people, because you've had a bad experience in the past, you may associate pain with that,
Yeah.
You've got to learn to rewire the way you think and understand that it's detrimental to the future of your business.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting up and going to work is usually not enough for somebody who is a entrepreneur. Not enough to feel good about yourself on a daily basis. We always got to be growing and moving forward. Mm-hmm. It's inherent in a lot of you, and I know it's inherent in me, that I don't want to feel like I'm spinning in circles all day long.
Yeah.
I want to feel that each and every day I took one step further towards my goals. Mm-hmm. Now, whether that's marketing or whether that's fitness or whether that's, I don't know your particular
I think you can
situation.
Use that, like in anything, like self-growth.
Everything.
Yeah.
You need to associate pain with the not doing of the thing that you know you should do.
Yeah.
And you need to associate pleasure with the thing that you know you need to do.
Yeah.
If all of us actually got quiet and listened, meaning that we listened to, I guess, what we would call growing up, I think we used to call that our conscience.
Yeah.
The little voice in your head that tells you the difference between right and wrong.
Yeah.
If you got quiet and listened to that little voice, you'd actually probably find a nice little guidance there. And you would, if you listened to that voice and made actions based on your conscious belief of what's good for you, what's right for you, you're going to feel fulfilled on a daily basis. So you're going to be able to tie the two of them together, all right?
Yeah.
So you need to tie that pleasure of fulfillment, that pleasure of, growth, that pleasure of increase with the doing of the things that you know that you should do on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. And I'll give you guys kind of a little, I'll give you a little hack, okay? If you really want to get something done, and if you really, really want to go to the extreme, I want you guys to think of a charity, okay, that you would absolutely hate to write a check to.
Oh my God, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I got so sick to my stomach, and I was so ugh.
So I don't know, all you people out there who, let's just say all you people out there, it seems like the population's split in the middle with this. So, or maybe not in the middle, I don't care, whatever it is. So all you people who hate Trump, write a check to the Trump Foundation.
All you guys, Hillary Foundation.
Well, and all you guys who hate the Hillary.
I would think a lot of people. I would think that that has like a bigger margin right there.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to be biased. I don't want to be honest with you. I'm not the kind of person that like will not associate with somebody because of their political standings, but write a check to that person. Put it in front of you,
That
and
has
then
nothing to do with it.
you got to make a bet with somebody who will hold you fucking accountable. Like somebody who will literally show up to your door with a rope and a damn ski mask and throw you in a bag and put you in the back of a truck if you don't fucking send that check in, if you don't accomplish your goals. And then put that check, like staple it to the back of your desk. Tape it to the wall and stare at that check every day, knowing that you're going to have to give that to that charity that absolutely makes your skin crawl. You're going to kick into action.
Do you write a date on it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to date it. You got to date it. You got to, okay, I'm going to get this done, this set date, this time. You will begin to associate pleasure, or actually, you'll just associate so much pain to writing that check and giving it to that person to send in for you, right? You're going to associate so much pain to that. You will begin to associate pleasure with the action. Yeah. You're moving away from that pain.
Yeah.
Now, this is for only motherfuckers that are serious, man. Like, you know, I know people, and to be honest with you, it bothers me that so many people are like, they can't get so serious with themselves that they can literally will pull out every single means possible to push yourself further towards your goals. That is the way you have to be if you want to live an absolute successful life. Mm-hmm. You have to pull out all the guns, all the stops to move yourself forward. Yeah. Whatever it takes in an ethical way, because you never go against your ethics, because you'll live a life of pain. Okay? So you never do anything unethical. On top of that, you never do things in the spirit of where you're taking from other people. You maintain the spirit of giving to the world and giving to other people. With them two things in combination, you're going to live a happy life. You're going to sleep well. And if you use some of these motivational techniques to move yourself forward, to guarantee your success, you're writing the check that guarantees your success. You know, you're going to be unstoppable. But you got to understand your own nature, and you got to be willing to put your fucking balls on a chopping block, man. You know?
Say that again.
You got to be willing to put your fucking balls on a chopping block, okay? Stop being a fucking pussy. Pony that shit up. Make it something that's stingy, man. Make it something that's painful, that would not only pain you to send it to them, but it would be painful to be a chunk out of your bank account. How about that? You know, you want to improve your odds of success. You start doing shit like this, shit that I do, I live it. She's just sitting right here in front of me. You guys know from the beginning of this podcast that I can't bullshit one word without her calling me out on it.
That's true.
We live it. I invest money in this shit, like lots of it. Like almost more than what most people make. I guarantee you I invest more money than most of my neighbors make around me per year in this shit, in these ideas, in this motivational stuff, in my movement, in my growth, in our growth. So make no mistake, I don't wake up every day doing the shit that you see me doing out there. I don't wake up every day, you know, just doing it. I know that there's certain ways, like I understand, I'm self-aware. I understand what I need to do to myself to motivate myself and to move myself either away from pain or towards that pleasure.
Yeah.
That's going to cause me to accomplish and achieve these goals. Mm-hmm. You know? So that's what I want to drop on you guys today.
That's some good stuff right there.
I want everybody to think about it. I mean, and the truth, you know, the truth sometimes is not what everybody wants to hear, because everybody thinks that one day they're going to wake up and magically it's just going to kick in for them.
No, don't.
Like like one day you're just magically, you're going to will it. Like one day your will is going to do it. Well, the problem is your will is coming from the part of your brain that doesn't even fucking run the ship. The part of your brain that runs the ship is your subconscious. Your subconscious thinks on more of a primal level. Fear, pain, happiness, sad. It doesn't really focus on all this complex shit that we put into our minds. So the moment that we try to use our will, it's almost like man, how long can you drive a car before you drift off into thought and you kind of like you lose yourself and you're not staying 100% focused on the road. But the truth of the matter is your subconscious is actually much smarter than your like the frontal lobe of your brain. So that deep subconscious is much more intelligent, so it can actually guide you through things at a higher level than the way your actual thought. So you got to do things to program and move your subconscious. And when you start associating just basic feelings like pain with not doing something,
Yeah.
just like I was just talking about the check, like if I don't do this, I've got to send this check that not only is stingy in my bank account, but on top of that, it's actually going to some place that I just,
Totally despise.
makes me want to vomit to send them any money at all.
Yeah.
And if you're not political, you can find something else. Send it to some sport team or something like that. Or you guys who aren't political, you are watching sports or something. Do something that just fucking hurts.
Hurts.
Right? Something that hurts. To move you towards, your mission, your goal, the right thing.
Yeah.
Maybe discovering that's a whole nother podcast. But that being said, guys, that's what I have on this subject.
Yes, you do, sir.
So,
Yeah.
anyhow, y'all, well, I think we're gonna bounce out of here then, right? Anything else you have to say?
The bestest, most greatest holiday is coming up.
That is right, Thanksgiving.
Yes. And I hate the fact that after Halloween, everybody just goes into the whole, Christmas.
Right?
Thanksgiving is the bestest holiday. Has the bestest food. But I'm not really big on Christmas, though. I don't even decorate for Christmas.
So that's what we're going to talk about on the next podcast, okay?
What? Thanksgiving?
Well, probably that too. We'll probably talk about what happened at Thanksgiving. But on the next podcast, we're going to talk about how you organize how you understand what you should be going towards, how you understand how you should be moving toward, what you should be moving towards, and how you draw that out of yourself. So remember that. That's what we need to do. We need to start ending the podcast with the next podcast in line.
I like that. But we can talk about Thanksgiving, too.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving's the greatest and bestest holiday ever.
I'm going to throw my fucking calorie counter out the window on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because Mamacita over here is, pulling out all the cards.
And I got to get energy for the Black Friday Cyber
And
Monday
I'm
sale.
going to be cooking up a motherfucking storm.
Yep.
And Lily will be in the kitchen with me, helping and assisting and wanting to taste everything and make sure it's all delicious for everybody else.
Yeah. And you guys know it. You heard it yourself. The Black Friday Cyber Monday is going to be rolling out right after that. I haven't talked a lot about that because I've got a strategy session going on. That's how serious I take this shit. I'm actually flying somebody from fucking Seattle.
No, he's coming from Portland, Oregon.
Oh, is he coming from Portland?
Yeah, that's where he's flying out of.
Okay. So I'm flying somebody from Portland, Oregon out here to create a strategy, well, not only for the Black Friday Cyber Monday. Big part of it will be about that. He's probably one of the best marketers in the world. But on top of that, we're going to make it really fun. You guys know that's my goal. Black Friday, Cyber Monday is just tons of fun. People have a lot of fun. So I want to unleash some new things this year.
Yeah.
So we're bringing him in. And I give you his name, but he doesn't like people to contact him like that. So because of that, if you guys did start sending the messages, he'd probably kill me. And he keeps everything pretty quiet. So
A secret.
maybe one of these days I'll talk to him and see if he'll let me talk about him. But some of you guys, if you guys are into marketing, y'all would know. But that being said, we're also strategizing. See, a lot of people don't realize that, the one thing I love about this, and this is why I never worried about people ever copycatting me, because I strategize 6 months ahead. So by the time somebody copies what I'm doing today, I'm already 6 months ahead of them. What happens is, and I encourage you guys to be like this about your business. If you're ever worried about somebody copying you or doing things that you're doing, that means you're not far enough ahead. You're not thinking far enough ahead. Because if you think far enough ahead, it's really good if people copy you because they actually become your exhaust. So in a sense, they become what's coming out rather than what's going into the future. And we got so many little things that are happening in the next 6 months that are in action. And this ain't even just me sitting here thinking about them. These have people, tangible things going all in an orderly fashion to make this all churn out. So, that being said, guys, going back to that, Black Friday, Cyber Monday coming up is going to be off the hook. We're going to be giving away a ton of tools like we do every year. So if you guys haven't got involved in that, we'll be doing it over on the Dent Trainer Facebook page. Of course, we're going to share it in all the groups. But it is going to be going off the hook this year, and we're going to have a good time. So I want to make sure we focus on just mainly having a great time. And I will tell you guys that I'm going to be blowing out some tacticals. I'm going to be blowing out some T-handles. I got to pick them up this Friday, but then the handles got to get coated on them. I'm going to hold back a little bit. I've got more adapters being cut right now. I've got Gorilla Grips, the originals waiting. I'm going to be blowing these things out on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It's going to be insane. I'm going to be giving some away too. To top all of that off.
Our t-shirts will be available.
Yeah, our t-shirts are going to be available, which should have been available already, but I don't want a bunch of people saying, oh, you knocked off, this much money for Black Friday. So we'll probably just launch them then.
Yeah.
I also don't think I'm going to have it by Black Friday, Cyber Monday, but we have our tactical handles are going to be redone differently. They're literally going to have like a chrome lip around the top. It's going to be a beautiful setup, and I've got this new company manufacturing them and putting them together for me. So we're hoping that we can have not only much more of them in stock, but I doubt we're going to be able to drop these on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, but it's very likely we're going to be dropping them. I could be wrong. We could have them ready. I don't know. But it's likely that we're going to be dropping them sometime in December going into January.
Yeah, hopefully before Christmas time.
Yeah, with some other things, guys, for you guys that are into this marketing stuff, we actually got something we're going to be dropping. It's another reason I'm flying him in this next month in December and going into January, probably mid-January, something like that, something that's never been seen before. So this is going to be...
know?
Not really, not 100%. Me and Mike's been toying with this idea for a while, and we're releasing it inside of our mastermind group first. So, many of you guys know we sold out our mastermind group during the Black Friday Cyber Monday event. Really high level entrepreneurs that want to
No, that was at the Mega Media event.
At the Mega Media event, yeah, my bad. So really, it's just there's like some really killer entrepreneurs in this group, dent removal companies. I mean, it's a very, very high level. We got our first meeting, I think. Me and Mike's going to be dropping the coin and getting like a beach house in Miami, and everybody's going to be flying out for some in-house business work. We do all of our meetings and all that stuff, but it's only like an invitation-only type group because we filled it up. There's no seats available, but... long story short, we're going to be testing out some of these principles inside this group, but we're going to have something for the future that is really going to make it easy for dent technicians to kind of like stay up with the times and just kind of keep up with, all the change of the social media realm and all that kind of stuff. That's all I can give on that one.
You're just rocking it out. You know that?
Rocking it out.
You're just rocking it out.
Yeah. And we got some more interesting things coming the first quarter of the year as well, guys. I mean, it's like one thing after the next. I mean, you guys are probably looking at me like, John, I thought you were going to take some downtime. Well, I love this shit, and I've got a big team. I got a team around me that helps.
Use a new man.
Use a
new man. Use a better version of yourself. You are.
So, but we got these teams around us that keep everything going. So I'm in there grinding a lot, but I've learned how to amplify the power behind what we do, and it's just growing. It's getting bigger and better. So. It's fun. That being said, again,
I feel like Mario always put me on the spot when we're getting ready to do our outro.
Ah.
You know that? He gives me this look, and I'm like a deer caught in headlights. Oh my god. No, we should just tell this little story real quick. So, like, a couple nights ago, I woke up. I was having this horrible dream, and I wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm like, what is that fucking noise outside? I've never heard this noise in my entire life.
And then she uses it as an excuse not to go to the gym.
No, that's because you woke up in the middle of the night because you ate a big ass piece of cake and got acid reflux from the sugar. And then you were all grumpy and told me just to go back to sleep when I was like worried about you. So then I watch you sleeping for like the next 45 minutes to make sure you're okay. So then I fall asleep and I wake up and I'm hearing this crazy ass noise outside. And I'm like, what the hell is it? And apparently we must have like some coyotes or something. And I think one of the neighbors across the street had trapped one because it was probably getting into it. But I've never in my entire life ever heard what a coyote sounded like. And it was like horrible. You heard it. I mean, it was probably for 45 minutes straight. And then finally you just heard the voice like faintly going away. Like they were taking it somewhere.
Yeah. It was like a dying coyote is what it sounded like.
Oh, it was horrible. So. It was so horrible.
Yes, ma'am. All right, everybody. So we're going to go ahead and bounce out of here. Been on this thing for 50 minutes. And
you're the one that did most of the talking.
We appreciate you and look forward to seeing you on that next one.
And remember, it's all about the motherfucking hustle.
Pew, pew.
Bang, bang.